So schedule, creation as sovereignty, AI use, and energy management are the topics for today's episode of the Art of Biz and Chill podcast, where I, Malainayo Best, am an innovative boss chronicling my entrepreneurship and soon to be travels. And let's see, in the realm of, there's always like this distinction made between self-employment and being self-employed and being an entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur doesn't work in their business, otherwise you just need yourself a job. It's like, I feel like people just be making shit more complicated, and then people just get wrapped up in the hype of what people be talking about and miss that the fundamental core of like what you're doing is based off of your own sovereignty, your own choices, autonomy, free will. Like, why are you chasing trends when you're supposed to be making your own decisions? So I've found and been trying to, I won't say trying. I think I've been doing a great job of unraveling myself from the mental malarkey of adulthood, especially in America, of American living, or just like modernity, whatever. It's, I've had an anxiety diagnosis in the past. It's been a major part of my journey in my 30s, is healing myself of that, because I refuse to see it as like an inherent part of my design, because I just have a certain level of consciousness and remembrance of when I was a kid, when I wasn't worried about shit. It was everybody else around me worrying about shit, and then projecting that onto me, and having not so great boundaries, and having boundaries stripped away, and just absorbing dysfunction. And as I've learned, when you want a healthier life and healthier connections, like, you gotta be dysfunction free, because what is it, like the saying, you can't serve two masters? And when we get into like the element of people's toxicity, I've been equating it's like being near like a nuclear wasteland. You just can't live on nuclear waste, no matter, the quote unquote benefits of what may be around you. Like, it's inevitably toxic. You can't coexist. And I got, that was my life, being used to that level of coexistence. And it's a part of like the anxiety. Like, if you are triggered and feel that me telling you that your anxiety diagnosis is toxicity and that, but like, I don't care. Go find something. That's why you're struggling. Like, it's because you can't. It's a part of the energy management. That's a part of the energy management. Is like, go work on whatever's got you feeling that kind of way, because you got lost in the sauce. You're not keeping up with the program, like the big picture of what's actually important. So currently I am outdoors. So if you hear those elements, maybe like some wind coming through, I'm not using the mic, just recording my phone. Oh, look, some cardinals just showed up. Hey, good sign. So I'm going to take this bit by bit, how all these topics, namely, the podcast name, the title, how they overlap. So energy management is a big thing that I have been navigating, as far as like getting things done, and literally like being a human, and not eating enough, not hydrating enough. Compromise. It was a loud ass FedEx truck that drove by, but had to pause it there. So, in the realm of, I knew this motherfucker was coming this way, bro, hauling on that gas, but I've been navigating like having a certain amount of nutrients at what time of the day, when I start running out of energy. Like, my schedule is, I'm working out the days. So it's been like an adjustment period. And so I found it's like, okay, it's kind of like lifting weights or training and whatnot. You want to go hard. You want to do every day. You know, you can do the willpower thing. Or, you know, you have an on day, off day kind of day, kind of routine. You know, you put in a lot of work. You need a recovery day. Potentially learn from the previous day of what you need to adjust to refine the next workout the next day. So my schedule is, I have a 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. time block for work, and then I have a 6 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. time block. And then I have those separated, and I use what's called like time boxing. I've talked about it in previous episodes, but there's time boxing is, what's the long and short of like defining that? It's just creating, so there's like a spiritual term of making containers and just containment. And it's like the value of navigating creativity is creating your own limitations. Like you need to define a beginning and an end to things, and then chunking it out. So the time boxing basically makes it setting the time, the beginning and end of whatever one or two tasks that I'm focused on doing. And then that's separated by 3 segments. So I use a Pomodoro timer. That's for time boxing. And the standard setup for it is 25 minutes, 25-minute segment with a 5-minute break. And you get 4 of those, then you take a long break. I've adjusted mine. So it ultimately, I think, comes down to 90 minutes. I've adjusted mine to be 2 hours, but I do 40 minutes. Then I do a 10-minute break. I have 3 of the 40 minutes. Then I take a 20-minute break, do the next time box, and then I have that extended break between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. do whatever the fuck, and then I do 2 additional time boxes, give or take energy, at night, in the evening. So I'm still, like I said, figuring out the days, because sustaining that for 6 whole days, because that's kind of like my ideal work week, is I have 6 straight days, can be quite difficult. The main thing is like the business or the service business side of things is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sunday is just pretty much I'm nothing. I'm nothing to nobody day. But everything else around that is then committed to cosmic noirists, creativity, and whatnot. So that's as far as like, the schedule creation, the schedule creation element, and then also the energy management. When we get into the energy management on the daily, it's, considering when I need to eat, when I need to get up and move, if there's other non-worky tasks I want to get done, if I need to go run errands, if I want to schedule a call with somebody, if I need to hydrate, work out, all those things, having those set times is it gives me like a framework with which to do that. And back to the realm of energy management when it comes to just nutrients and filling yourself. So a lot of what I'm doing is a lot of brain work. And so I've learned like the brain needs a lot of protein. So what I've been making sure to do, except with the exception of today, I'm still working on the consistency, but is eating, having like I don't want to say eating as much as possible, but I guess front loading how I'm consuming, like my food consumption, like in the morning, food consumption and hydration. Because I also work out Tuesday, Thursday, Friday mornings. And those are, I'm not going to the gym. Like I'm just working out at my lodging with bodyweight exercises, dancing, do yoga, jump rope, calisthenics, the bodyweight exercise, that's what I'm doing. But I find myself thinking about when this startup that I had helped co-found, and my two co-founders were like, I guess, confounded about eating well and like eating enough. And one of them, like, she's like, oh my God, I started eating and like I'm less anxious. And it's just like, girl, your body was setting off an alarm. Like, what are we doing? So front loading at the beginning of the day is like, it's putting fuel in the tank. I'm in sleep for 5 to 8 hours, give or take, eating, hydrating before bed. It's been at least 8 hours since consuming anything. So yeah, I put something in the tank. And what I am working on is like, you don't have to just have 3 meals a day. Again, the schedule creation is sovereignty. You do need to put structure around, when you're an entrepreneur, if you're a full-time entrepreneur, if you're self-employed, if it's your first time and you're new to this and true to this, and the sovereignty is going along, like if there's comfort in following the 9 to 5 scheduling and the set times that you were taught or raised with about when to eat and all that, if that works for you, by all means, stick with it. But the sovereignty element of the energy management and the schedule creation is listening to your body, listening to what actually works for you. So for me, I'm like, I gotta have 2 big meals before I get into these work blocks, because it's such, like, it's mentally intensive. Like, my brain needs the fuel. And like, as far like my looks, I need hydration. I gotta stay hydrated. It's just necessary for the skin. So I've been working on getting in like the big meal chunk during that midday block, because it's also weighing in where you're getting the food from. You could do takeout, even if you're doing delivery, like you still gotta account for time. So that's where meal prep and whatnot is very beneficial. And I guess I just found out on Threads, there's like people who can't stand eating leftovers. I'm just like, or they call food leftovers that they like cooked the night before. And I'm just like, that's a particular level of bougie, but like, do live your life how you want to. It's the wonders of the world. So that's a part of the schedule creation, energy management, is you don't want to buy takeout all the time, but you don't like leftovers. You gotta account for that time of how you making your food, how you getting whatever that you want done in whatever window. And let's see, another part of energy management is definitely like fitness and getting up and being in motion. Like, it's just bad. I get that people live different lives, but it's baffling when people have the semblance that their life is together, but then they're resistant to the basic things that you need to like function in having a, like, if you're able-bodied, like, you're not taking care of your body, but you have everything else taken care of. Like, I don't get it. And then you looking at me like I'm crazy because like I eat well and I exercise. You know, our bodies are like, this isn't a Gundam, bro. Or I guess it depends if you are anime savvy. It's like you're not in a robot suit. Like, I know it's a meat suit, but it's still like you gotta, you take care of your car, you take care of your house, you taking care of everybody else, but like you neglect the vehicle with which to get everything done. I will never I think I've tried too hard in life to try to understand everybody. And like be compassionate, or I don't know, level with it. That shit is fucking stupid to me. Like, you take care of a car, you take care of stuff, but you don't take care of your body. That don't make no sense. That's inane. So figure that out with your schedule, okay? Do better about that if that's you. So, and then what? Also, the energy management thing is also considering the amount of time it actually takes to do things. I used to be, I don't know, in some alternate, I think it's like that division between theory versus practicality, where I'd be trying to, like, years ago, I was trying to like do so much stuff within an hour. But it's like I was getting a lot of stuff started, but I wasn't finishing it. So that's part of why, like, I have the time blocks that are those 40 minutes instead of 25, and it extends for 2 hours, because the 25 is just like, I still want to feel like I'm getting a solid chunk of work done. So the 25 just felt like I'm getting in the groove, and then it's up, it's over. An hour is like kind of pushing it, I guess, energy wise, where I need to take a break from the screen. I need to get up, move around, whatever. So 40 minutes I decided was the sweet spot. And then making it so, also training myself to be like, I am putting in, I'm just going to focus on this one task to get done. And for some reason, I think I can get it done in 40 minutes. Look, let's just make it 2 of them. It's like, look, just devote the entire time block to this one thing. Like, that was a big thing of getting my website done. And I'm still working on it. It's like, because there's so many different components. Like, there's different web pages. Then it's not just writing it. It's also the design aspect, and then there's also adding the visuals to it. So I'm thinking, yeah, it'll just take me an hour to get this one page done. And it's like, okay, no, let's reevaluate how much effort, how much energy is going to take me to actually write out all these sections. And then also considering it's working different parts of your brain, or it's working different parts of my brain, to do the layout and formatting of the actual web page, and deciding where everything goes, adding the text, and then not just adding images, but in a lot of the cases, I had to create the images. So that I'm creating the designs, and then I'm also adding the designs to the site. So, that's 3 prongs that I'm addressing for each web page. And, I have a home page, services. I have pages respectively for each service. I have an about page, There's an about page about the company, and then there's an about page about me. Then there's actual case studies. And then writing the case studies, those are separate things within themselves. And then what? I haven't had to really update. I guess soon I do have an update for the, I have an accolades page for like when I've been on podcasts, been in articles, wrote articles or whatever. I have a hire me page, and then I'm going to add a content page for the, this podcast. So that's, it's, the time boxing is breaking up each of those steps so that everything is done thoroughly. And then also, if I got combed back through, that's a different mindset in itself. So this is where the AI usage comes in. I don't use AI for there's just certain things I don't want AI creating for me. I think that's whack. When it comes to people using AI to write their books or to make their visuals or whatever. It's one thing to do that for, the ideation phase, and you need you want a foundation, you want some direction to go off of. But to put that out into the world, you did it, and making money off of that is, I'm not feral. I used to be more, I used to be more feral, especially when it came to the art aspect, the visual art aspect of it. But I've mellowed out, and especially because now that I'm using AI, and, again, I'm very selective about what I'm using it for. I've also been playing around with, considering climate change and everything, let me just have specific days that I'm using AI, so I'm not using it daily and using up our water supply and compromising the environment and everything. But anti-AI people are out their fucking minds. They're it's just so funny seeing the polarization. Because I remember when AI first came out, and I'm in the entrepreneur spaces, and nobody would shut the fuck up about it. And I'm just oh my God, do y'all talk about anything else? Because then I had peers who were using AI, and what irked me was they're oh yeah, you could use it for your illustration. I'm bitch, I know how to draw. You don't. Drawing is it's a satisfying difficult. I'm not looking for shortcuts. You don't have the talent, you haven't invested the skills. So don't bring that bullshit over here. But, there's polarization. There's AI obsessed people, because then you got the motherfuckers who are going on about how there's just this obsession with AI replacing people. And as we've seen with layoffs and everything, with CEOs and businesses just hop, skipping, and jumping for a way to maximize their bottom line and trying to get rid of people as soon as possible to produce shit ultimately, because AI is slop. But then again, we have the flip side of the anti-AI people who, they chased this woman off of Threads, and then they got her account suspended because they made up a narrative about her AI usage, and they weren't even right. What were they saying? They were saying that she made a book and that she was selling it in less than 24 hours, and then they were clowning her because the visual had errors in it. And literally when she posted it, she said that this is a draft, and I'm using this to take pre-orders because I'm working on this. She was making journals. So I'm working on this journal, and it comes out a month from now. And then my feed on Threads got flooded with people saying that she's scamming people. And it's just y'all really think y'all the hero. I was in some I think I talked about it before, that I was in this quote unquote neurospicy group. Nah, I can't do that. I can't be around y'all. uh, I I'm not even gonna say that I don't try to generalize. Your people spoke for you, so now you gotta prove otherwise to me. But I was in this Black Neurospicy group, and I posted about using AI, and these bitches were losing their fucking minds and saying all this rude shit to me, and saying, "Oh, I see why you got whatever issues because you using AI for therapy," and I'm literally just like, y'all didn't just made up a whole story about me when that I said I was using it, yeah, as therapy to some degree, but it's helping me to sort out my thoughts, and then I go on with the rest of my day. I'm not struggling. I'm not trying to kill myself. Like, I'm not on the deep end like y'all, where that's a problem. Like, I still have, I have autonomy and free will. Like, I still just make my own decisions about my thoughts and my feelings. But y'all just going nuts, typing caps, and I'm just like, at y'all big age, you acting like this over AI? Bitch, you are not saving the world. Like, with this attitude. So, all that to say, I'm in the, I guess, the middle ground, the normal people area of using AI. My particular usage is for structure and for offloading certain quote unquote creations, like a service agreement. There ain't no creativity to that. Absolutely not. So, got the AI to draft up my service agreement for my service, Biz and Chill Day, and to come up with, based off of how I talked with it about my services, okay, draft me up the intake questions. Because that's not creativity to me. It's coming up with questions to ask my clients. I still review everything. I give the input based off of what I want. But like, even when it comes to the schedule creation. So these are the tools that I use. I like Claude. I gotta buy it now because this shit, well, I just gotta buy it now. They've tightened up the reins on that. And so Claude is my go-to. Sometimes I use Gemini, but Gemini is just like, it's such a sycophant. Like, it just be going on and on and on. And then like, yeah, it's very verbose. It talks like an anxious sycophant. And I'm just like, bro, shut up. Like, I just be using it to sort, like, I do it for like identity work and like self-concept work, and to play around to see potentially what it's going to say to me. But now I'm just like, all right, you just useful for my Google Calendar. I guess that's the only, yeah, it's like the only thing I can use it for is like Google Calendar. Like, it's very great for that because I need my Google Calendar. But yeah, it's annoying. I played around with it though. Like, one of my images, the main one I use for Biz and Chill is I use Gemini, or I guess Banana, to produce that because it's fast and get my hair done. I had to be like, we manifesting. So that generated that image. But see, it's like I'm playing with my selfies, not like my actual creations for like Cosmic Noirs, my speculative fiction brand. But again, I lean on AI for structure and for handling business shit. But again, Claude gets to the point. I guess I gotta pay the premium for the motherfucker who get to the point and don't be gassing me up or just going on about nothing important. But I also use it for my schedule creation. So, three tools that I make, the three tools that I use are Claude, well, I guess my own ingenuity, Claude, Canva, and this Pomodoro app called Focus To Do List. I got it years ago because they have they still have a lifetime payment. So you can pay the subscription or you can do the lifetime payment. I'm pretty sure it's like $20. So I've had it, I think for maybe 5 years, but pretty much I have that separation because I have like the set time slots. And I have like a quote, an overview, a theme of the time block, a little mantra. So it just makes it more engaging, a little more fun, because I'm putting my own spin on it. That's my sovereignty. It's like I'm putting my own flavor on it. So I go to Claude, I put in I literally type out, Claude doesn't decide what I'm doing each day. I'm still the one deciding what's happening each time block, what's happening each segment. It's just that I use Claude for the formatting, and then I take that then I copy that over to Canva. I'm still navigating that AI to generate because I use the docs option, the docs design in Canva. So then I copy the schedule I made from Claude into Canva AI. I'm still working out the logistics, but I have a set format for the schedule doc that I have because I prefer dark. I use everything in dark mode, so it's on a black background. I have established colors. I have established emojis. So it's I'm an artist. I like visually engaging things, pretty. So I have a set format. So instead of me copying and pasting because the docs has a checklist kind of format. So instead of me copying and pasting each thing one at a time, which is what I'd done when I first created it, I can just use the Canva AI to generate based off of the same formatting of the design, fill everything in, and then I use that. I don't know if there's a way to export it. I haven't figured out, or I haven't really navigated too much, a way to export it so that the check boxes get checked. Because that's the appeal with just me keeping Canva open, is I can hit the check boxes and it puts a line through it. I don't know. If you're interested in doing something similar, I guess you could export the PDF. And if you have something that edits the PDF, you can put a line through it and make you check yourself. Whatever. But I do that, and then I use the Focus To Do List because it has the actual timer for everything. I don't even put each of the boxes. I just put an overall name for the task I'm doing, divide up into 3 Pomodoros, and then I keep that running on my phone. I also wear a watch that has a timer on it. I'm very kind of stringent about these things. It's this may seem, I don't know if it seems complicated. I like doing it. It works for me. It satisfies me. But I have a watch that I use for just timing my breaks, because I may or may not want to have my phone on me to keep up with the timer for the breaks with the Pomodoro timer. So I just have a timer on my watch that goes off, that wherever I'm at, then I get back to where I need to. And the main thing is just the consistency, maintain the energy levels. I think so far I've had one day where I've done all 4 time blocks. I've been doing good. I've been getting at least 3 of the time blocks done, but I think it's been, an energy management issue of me not consuming enough, especially because I started working out regularly. That starts to demand more consumption, more hydration, more protein, just more to, lock in those results. And then it's like I'm increasing the intensity and I guess the challenge, I'm building strength and stamina. So that's like kind of led to me, like, I guess I haven't been eating much. So because I've been working out, that causes me to wake up in the middle of the night now because my body's like, bitch, I gotta eat, I guess. So, I'm still navigating the whole energy management thing. But, that's where the AI usage comes in, is helping me to lock that in and make the process just easier for me. Because in the morning, I ease into the day, but pretty much my mornings are kind of like set with, I understand the appeal of making the schedule like the week before and making the schedule the night before. I just like doing it at the beginning of the day. So when I start at 10, that 40 minutes is committed to me building out the actual schedule. And I think it's just maybe as I get adjusted to what I've created, I can start planning it more. But right now it's more, I guess I'm in a phase where things just make more sense when I'm in it that day. So because it's that day, I can actually be like, okay, this is what I can actually get done today. So I spend the first segment creating the schedule and doing the whole setup with doing things with Claude, moving things to Canva. I'm still working things out with that AI. So I was like, I need time to get that right. And then, give or take, getting things. I don't really do the setup with the focus to-do list. It's really me getting things straight with narrowing down what I'm putting in a Claude, what that's producing, making those edits, and then moving things over to Canva AI and getting my prompts right for that, and then editing the file for the fuck ups. And then from there, I've just been starting to where, I want to get social low key. So it's like I get on LinkedIn. I go in one or two directions. I either type up a post, make my post for the start of the day, and then distribute that onto YouTube and Reddit, or I start responding to whatever DMs. I may respond to DMs and comments and then start just scrolling through the feed and responding to, or just leaving comments on fintech posts. And maybe, because I'm also considered further down the line. So it's like any black women I encounter on my feed, I leave a comment. Any startup or I guess like angel investor posts, I make a comment. Potentially if there's an art or creative post, I leave a comment. But I am considering that I do have to be more targeted, or I have to establish time for like having targets that I'm actually interacting on, who I interact with daily to cultivate relationships. So that's a focus for July. And then also there's the engagement element of talking, commenting on other people's comments in the post and not just keeping things focused on the author. So navigating that, but pretty much those are the other two blocks that I have, is getting things moving and grooving with interactions on LinkedIn, getting a post out into the world. And, then the rest of the day, I may decide to just focus on LinkedIn, or, I'm doing whatever business shit in the background. As in the weeks to come, I will actually have clients. So The other thing I'm weighing is, just putting in all the front loading, all the momentum now. But that's pretty much a wrap. Yeah. So if you are picking up what I'm putting down, be sure to subscribe if you vibe. Leave a comment with any of your ideas, input, questions. And if you are interested in keeping up with me on other platforms, again, I am on LinkedIn, Reddit, and YouTube. You can follow me, subscribe, connect with me in any of those places. And if you want to know about my businesses, Ladiverse Works is my service business in fintech, where I am helping fintech executives identify and fix team bottlenecks through trust. And I do that through I have a 1-day intensive that's for 3.5 hours, and that's for up to 3 people. And then I have a 2 or 3-day workshop, just depending on the scope of the problem that we're solving and the results that you're looking for up to 7 people. And in due time, I will also be offering long-term advisory services to help with team management strategies. And other than that, I've also added, with eons ago, I wanted to get into travel or hotel UGC. I've expanded that into travel UGC. So I do have that as a service, as I will be talking about travels on this channel, because there is on this channel, whatever. I will be talking about travel because my angle for the UGC is that I am doing it from a quote-unquote workcation or bleisure standpoint, and basically appealing to traveling business and creative professionals, and just how, whatever the form of travel is, if it's a hotel, if it's Amtrak, if it's a train, if it's a plane, how is it conducive to still getting work done? How does it add to the experience, but also balancing out to, how does it add to the pleasure? We like balance. I like balance. So that is my angle for that, for the UGC, making carousels, a YouTube video feature, making an Expedia comment, and making a blog post or email newsletter wrap up on, the experience, my particular experience, and how that shaped my workation, how that can appeal to, again, traveling business and creative professionals. And then we have Cosmic Noirist, which is under all things Laneverse. Laneverse is my art moniker. Laneverse Works comes from, I'm working for people, working with people. Whereas Laneverse is like just my own thing. Cosmic Noirist is my speculative fiction and cozy escapativities brand, revitalizing Black women. So I write short stories. So this month in July, I'm back to writing a short story. Each month I write a new one. I put out one or two parts each week. And then I also pair that. The cozy escapativities are to help with the immersion into the experience. So I select different products and sell my own that creates cozy escapism, help you relax, restore yourself, go out into the world anew. And I'm thinking, is there anything else I have in the chamber? That's it. So the only other thing to add is, like, if you would like to, network and connect, I also have 20-minute explorative calls where we get to explore each other, not physically, obviously, not intimately. But, we get to know each other. We get to understand how we can help each other and potentially work together. And that's a wrap. Thank you for your time and your attention. The bird means that's over. Thank you for your time and your attention. I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces for glory and pleasure. Malainayo out.